Hey, let's get it on. What's up, Facebook? This is your host, Jay Works, and this is Street Savvy, the podcast. How you guys been doing? You miss me? There's a lot of great topics I want to get at today. But my main topic while we're here today, I was going to give you a little spill and we get into it later on in the podcast. It's about change. It's about knowing change when you need it for yourself as well as others. As far as any relationship, workplace, family situations, well as friends. You need to be able to do change without you hurting others or others hurting you. Change is inevitable. We all perceive change to be in a different light, in a different form. But sometimes I think personally change is good for all of us. I'm in a transition with change as far as work, family, friends, relationship process, and that don't. I want to believe in my life changes everything. How you change your clothes. Petticoat, something I wanted to change. I wanted to wear something that I produce, something I marketed, something I want people to wear. So I made up a clothing line, Petticoat Clothing and Apparel. I wanted to be married with kids. I was tired of whoring around and being with these different women and other situations that I didn't need to be in. And I was tired of doing things that is not a norm. So change is everything. And I think if you're doing it or not, sometimes look yourself in the mirror. And it's either relationships, jobs. A lot of us have difficult situations with jobs. A lot of us don't have the opportunity to say, hey, son, I want to jump in this job. I want to go to this job. We don't have those attributes to say that or those means to do that. But change is sometimes inevitable, folks. So we're going to get into that later. But let's get into the news. My Boston Celtics is up for sale. 8 days after they won the championship. Folks, the Boston Celtics is up for sale. Wow. Historical franchise, 18 championship banners, almost 100 men retired up in the banners. What is it to say? From when I was a child from the Larry Bird area, from Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, Danny Ainge, Jerry Singstein, Cedric Cornbread Earl, even down to Casey Jones and his brother, Sam Jones, Tom Hyson, Bob Cousy, just to name a few. The Boston Celtics is a rich franchise, folks. You can't forget about the Len Biases of the world or the Reggie Lewises of the world that was a part of that franchise. And the D Brown with the dunk, with the hand over his eye, with the elbows over his eyes. Yo, the franchise is so rich. And I can't forget about my guy, Antoine Walker. Wow. Antoine was in the losing years of it from the mid-90s to the early 2000s, but Paul Pierce was the rescue. The truth was the rescue. But Antoine had numbers. And he is not going to be in the Raptors, but I hope one day he will be. But from that era on, and beyond that, and the truth, Paul Pierce. The myth, the legend, Paul Pierce, MVP Finals, the 2008 MVP Finals. Hey, and then the big ticket era. Even though for a few years, the big ticket definitely deserve a part in the Boston Celtics era. So yeah, they up for sale. And hopefully they get to the right hands. They keep the tradition going, the winning tradition going in Boston. In other news in Boston with the Boston Celtics, they signed a league-high $314 million, $15 million deal with none other than Jason Tatum, one of the team's face, one of the team's superstars. This man has been all defense, all offense, all number ones. And for the final, he's one of the only persons, besides Sir Michael Jordan, to score every point had anyone else. rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals. He led his team. Jason Tatum, congratulations, my brother. You are the richest NBA basketball player today, signing a multi-million-dollar deal, $315 million. So, appreciate it, Celtics. Keep that brother and that faith alive over there in Boston. And other news in the world today. Wow. In the rap world, the rap beef. Allegedly, Rick Ross, an artist who I dearly respect and love his music and love his craft and love his artistry, what he's doing in Miami, in Dade County, in the Pork and Bean projects down there, all down Miami. My man was at a concert up in Canada, Vancouver. And allegedly, after he walked off stage, he got approached by some guys who was claiming to be Drake boys, some Drake handlers. And they put a whooping on a few of those guys who's Rick Ross, a few of those security guys. Now, I don't promote violence. I'm not into that rap war, all that crazy crap, because that's black on black crime, and I'm not for that. Not for that with Drake, not for that with Rick Ross. I think that was some buffoonery that happened out there in Vancouver. And trust and believe, I think it's going to be more repercussion after that. And that's sad to say from these brothers who's opened up a can of whoop ass on each other on the mic and in the streets look like. But let me tell you something, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to get in the rap industry just to have a can of whoop ass on somebody, you in it for the wrong reasons, for one. And then for two, for you to have all these talents and all these rappers who get in these gang beefs from the Tupac war to any other war before then, the Tupac Biggie war, the Nas Jay-Z war, the Tupac and Mobb Deep war, it goes on. NWA against each other, all that. Niggas with an attitude. Dr. J and Snoop. Ice Cube and Yella. Those wars. It's not good for the culture. It's never been good for the culture. Never been good. I get rap battles. I get it. The best rapper I ever known was my brother, Connie Quiggs, a.k.a. Jermaine Works. And my brother used those words with a sword. Can whoop anybody with that sword. I bet my life on it. But never I ever heard my brother saying, I'm going to put the pen down and take it to the streets with him, because I can't beat him with these rap rhymes or these lyrics. I think it's a bunch of buffoonery. I think it's hurting our population, the generation as a whole. And listen, rappers, this is a quote from you guys. Back in me and my brother's era, as far as wanting to rap, hip-hop was a big thing to me and my brother. We didn't see none of this. Because you know why? Hip-hop wasn't as popular as it is today. Anybody who was getting into hip-hop, who was getting into rap, NWA, you name it. LL Cool J, Run DMC, Slick Rick, Father MC, Kwame, Nas, Wu-Tang, they could not get on real tours. They did not get on real tours because the culture wasn't having it. Quote unquote. The public wasn't having it. Not hip hop, but the public wasn't having it. These folks broke barriers to get you where you guys at today. I can remember vaguely, 1990s. The Senate was stumping all over Ice-T's music, Cop Killer's music. Trying to ban it. U2, Uncle Luke. And the reason why Bobby Brown is so loved and gifted in industry, because Bobby Brown was putting guys like them on tour. New Edition was loved by guys like them. Go watch the movie Crush Groovin'. Go watch it. You guys are out there making these rap beef publicized. Yeah, I get it. You got the money. You got the glitter and the fame. Yeah, you got the likes. Yeah, you got the 20 million followers. But for you guys, you got those businesses, the Rick Rosses of the world. Man, you got nothing to prove, my brother. Rick Ross, you in my age category. You were right there, right next to me. And other brothers and sisters who's trying to make it on this level. I'm not out there beefing with podcasters. Podcasters don't want to beef with me. Because we ain't doing that. And as a black folk, and as something that means to me, which is all my viewers in the hip-hop community, we are black America. And a lot of us are brown, because I'm brown. I ain't never going to be black. Let's get that for facts. But we have to stop this buffoonery. You guys got hundreds of $millions, especially you, Drake. Drake, you got a whole country on your back, my friend. A whole country. You got a whole country on your back. And part of the world as well. You got one of the biggest labels backing you. Why are you beefing with anybody or words or anything, my brother? You got a following. And I see Rick Ross out there, buffooneries, jokes, the trollings. But African-American community, black and brown community, we got a problem. And guess what? I'm going to say this. With all due respects to any genre of music, hip-hop is the only genre of music that is cause and effect after the music. They look forward to somebody dying, somebody getting hurt, somebody getting disrespected. People look forward to that. How is it in a craft and you're going out hurting people? For your craft? For your knowledge? For your gift God gave you? I don't understand it. And I will never will understand it. And guess what, folks? The ones who viewing these people, liking these people, buying their music, we are part of it. Guilty by association, because we are continually supporting these people who's doing this buffoonery, all these millions, while we sitting out here struggling. While poverty-stricken neighborhoods is risen 20% than it was last year. But we backing some billionaire fools doing buffoonery. And you got Curtis Jackson loving it. People of that liking loving it. And I get it. I get all the bull. But at the end of the day, it's not just children watching. Fortune 5 owners watching. Lawyers, Supreme Court judges watching it. Police officers, DAs, parole officers. So when your next charge, God forbid, allegedly happens, they bring these situations up in court. For all you artists, mainstream, superstars, whatever you want to call it, leading go-getter sellers. I'm telling you the fact. The matter is bullshit. All of it. And I get it, bro. Kendrick Lamar laid it down. He put his city on his back. Right? Put his city on his back. With lyrically true messages. The metaphor was there. But let me tell you something. Ain't none of that worth dying for. Beefing with someone else who looked like me. Who talked like me. Who walked like me. Who came the same way I came. Because I guarantee you, I followed both of those guys' career. Neither one was a little different from others. And that's fact, bro. That's fact. He is fighting the machine. But I'm going to say this. Sometimes it's best to look at the machine. I ain't got no win. Got no win. Because the machine is not paying my bills. I am. And the thought of me coming at you and knowing you got those bullets, knowing you got that ammunition as far as that pen is stronger than a pointed sword, where the beef at? Rick Ross. All his #1 hits came with Drake on the album. What kind of shit is that? What kind of shit is that? Fact, and bro, that may be a fact. That may be a fact, bro. That may be a fact. But I'm going to tell you this. If that's so, that point you making, there's ways to settle on that. There's ways legally to settle that. Stealing music and all that, there's ways to settle that. Look what Sting did to Diddy. That track, that tribute Diddy made for Biggie, and it was Sting's music, he waited. Sting waited till it got #1. Diddy owed him $2,000 a day for the rest of his life. So think about it. Can you please turn it down? Really? That's just what it is, bro. You're the best writer. Jermaine Works, a.k.a. Ghani Quiggs. The best writer ever known. You would take a yellow notebook and make it into a book of music, a genre of your music. And one thing your little brother always said to you, bro, I love your music. Bro, I love your style. Slow down so they can hear you. That wasn't an argument or rebuttal from you. You went in the lab like, I hear what my brother said, and kept killing him. You killing him today. All this is a listening. It's a listening and learning curve for them billionaire rappers. I'm just glad my favorite rapper is my brother. I'm just glad the best music of all time is Michael Jackson. I'm just glad James Brown is still the best entertainer all around. I'm glad Bobby Brown is from the project I lived in. I'm glad Diana Ross and Mary Wilson was part of the Supremes and they had beef. I'm glad Smokey Robinson wrote a lot of music for Motown and it ain't no beef. I'm glad Marvin Gaye and Rick James was part of the same band and there was no beef. I'm proud Jermaine Works came from Orchard Park Projects, not from nowhere else. And Jerry Works did too. Do the math, folks. Do the math, folks. And I'm shooting this out to all hip-hop beef. You're beefing for somebody who's watching you to fuck up. Pardon my French. You beefing in front of these kids who don't have no other angles, no other avenue but to listen. And appear in their own minds what their beef should be. And they ain't even there yet, bro. To me, put that same energy into the best Part 3, Part 4, We're the World track. The best of both world tracks. It's too much hunger going on in the world, let alone these United States of America, for any one of you rappers to say, I'm beefing with him or her. If y'all smart enough, master your craft, your business, your well-liking. I didn't say LLC it. I said master it. Folks, Here at Street Savvy, Jay Works Entertainment, PD Code Clothing and Apparel, Jay Works Adult Wear. I don't promote buffoonery, disrespect, or dislike, or any further of anyone's situation in life. But what I do is promote its change and ability to respect others as well as yourself. It's one thing my dad and my mom taught me in a home of 7. You're going to respect your brother. You're going to respect your sisters, and you're damn well going to respect me. That's where I get it from. I had a stay-home mom, a working hard dad, 4 to 12 shift. Me and my sister and brothers hated some days. But my dad always said, if I don't work this shift, y'all don't get the things y'all want. And yeah, no doubt if my father wouldn't have worked that shift, half of the trouble me and my brother Jermaine got into, we probably wouldn't have got into it. But what we got into is history. It's history, folks, what we got into. Let's not make your history your downfall, you hip-hop artists. Let's not make your history a bad legacy, Biggie and Tupac. Let's not do it. Let's win it, Prince and Michael Jackson. Mary Wilson and Diana Ross. 112 and Jagged Edge. Just to name a few. Oh, the Tupac and the Mobb Deep War. And the Nas and Tupac. And the Biggie and Nas. It was just over words. Let the words stand for you, not you stand for the words. God bless America, and thank you for tuning in. A great podcast moment with me, the host, Jay Works with the most. Don't forget, we on your podcast networks. We on your InTuneIn every night and day. This face is compelling what comes out of this mouth. America, and overseas and abroad. God bless. Hope to see you soon.